Hello, I've got another book review for you. And this one is extremely dear to my heart. Basically, I have this science fiction novella. This is how you lose the time war. So much to talk about this book. First, I discovered this book by accident. I was walking by the Foyles bookshop here in London, and by one of the stairs they had set it on the walls next to the stairs. So I was walking down and I saw this cover. This is how you this is how you lose the time war, and it has these birds that are kind of glitchy. And I'm like, that sounds intriguing. And and I grabbed it. I didn't know anything about it. I was not prepared. I grabbed it, took it home, and started reading before seeing reviews, which is not usually what I do. I usually, before buying a book, I'll check the reviews. And it was wonderful. I was not prepared. It's a science fiction. It's a time travel science fiction, and it is an epistolary novel. You have these two characters, red and blue, and they are representing opposite sides of a time war. One comes from this very organic hive kind faction, and the other comes from this technological kind of corporate faction, and they are working through time trying to basically remove the other faction from existence, or whatever it is that is the outcome and the end game of this time war. This story is told by two authors, Amal El-Mothar and Max Gladstone, and it's an epistolary novel. So basically all you get are the communications between these agents. It's written because these agents, they started leaving messages to one another, and you start basically following their journey through these messages. Epistolary novels are not done enough. I wish we had more fantasy and science fiction that are epistolary novels. They're just delicious. I love them. And it's clear that which author is doing which character. And I bet they had a wonderful time writing this novel. What I like about it is I like the presentation form, the epistolary presentation with the letters, the messages. I love that it's weird. It's not your run like your standard science fiction. It's very weird, where there is a lot of lyrism here. Amal El-Mothar is a oh my god, I don't know what's the word in English for it. Like, she's a poet, and there is a lot of poetry here, a lot of lyrism. It's very delicate, and this permeates the whole book. I don't think you can read a page here without seeing the beauty of the text and prose. It's quite impressive. And I'm so happy because she actually gave like a master class here in London to teach how to add lyrism to your own prose. And I managed to go there, and I managed to get like my little book signed. And that's why I have two copies. I have this prized signed copy, and I have another copy, and that other copy is the one I lend to friends. And this never leaves my home because this is a treasure. What I would like to see more, I would like to see more science fiction or fantasy by these two authors. I haven't read anything else by them. I know that Max Gladstone has lots of other books. I don't know about the books from Amal El-Mothar. I don't know if she's mostly writing poetry or short stories or novels. I need to check. And that's my next step, discover more about them, because they are so how do you say? They work so well together. I wish they would write more books together. Like, it doesn't need to be in this world because this is basically done. It's a standalone, and I don't think it should have more things necessarily in this world. If they come up with something new in this universe, I'll get it. But for me, it feels that this is done. But I think they should collaborate more because these work extremely well. What I would like to see more is mostly not related to this world or this book. It's related to the authors. I want to see more work about them, and I want to discover other works of science fiction and fantasy that have this kind of beauty and lyrism in the prose. So I have some other books here that are on my TBR that have been described as poetic, and I'm looking forward to checking them out. Poetry was never my thing. I was never good at writing it, even though I appreciate it, but I don't read it as often as I should. And I think that by studying those authors, I can become a better writer. So that's basically it for me. This is a wonderful novel. I loved the epistolary nature of the novel. I love the world building, the construction. I love how the plot develops with the life of these two agents becoming so intertwined that becomes a romance. Well, that's clear from the start. That's not a spoiler, basically, is it? No, it's not a spoiler. This book has it all: treachery and love. Okay, so I could say that it has romance elements. I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to see your own take and reviews about this book. More people should read this. Until next time.